Has this ever happened to you? You go to buy something, a phone, a chair, a lamp, whatever, and as soon as you see the price, you say, well, whatever, that's just what it costs. You don't ask, you don't negotiate, you don't even try. You simply accept the price as if it were carved in stone, as if negotiating it were illegal. And meanwhile, there are people, especially Chinese people, who can cut that same price by 10%, 20%, 40%, sometimes even in half, without shouting, without fighting, without offending anyone, just by using principles that anyone can apply. And here's the painful part. The average person loses between $1,200 and $3,500 a year just by never negotiating anything. Source: Consumer Savings Index 2023. Yes, that's you. That's been me. That's almost everyone. But the Chinese don't. Today, I'm going to show you the Chinese art of haggling, how it works psychologically, what techniques they use, and, more importantly, how you can apply all of this in your own life without feeling uncomfortable or looking cheap. Believe me, if you do this right, you save thousands a year, and you barely even notice it. My name is Mr. Shin, and I spend way too much time thinking about simple, practical ways to help you improve your financial life, with a bit of humor, because otherwise this gets unbearable. And look, if you're someone who feels like everything is expensive, that money is never enough, or that prices are rising faster than your salary, subscribe right now and hit like if this video helps you. Because today you're going to learn something that honestly should be taught in schools, but it isn't. The first big truth: prices are not real. Here's the thing. Most people think prices are something sacred. If the tag says $50, then it's $50. End of story. But this is what most people don't realize. In a huge number of industries, the price you see is not the real price. It's the starting price, the sticker price, the price with built-in room to negotiate. That difference between the public price and the real price is where the art of haggling lives. According to a study by the Global Pricing Association, 71% of flexible consumer products have room for negotiation. 49% of sellers are willing to lower the price without the customer even asking. Only 12% of buyers even try to negotiate. Result? The few who negotiate get the discounts. Everyone else pays the tourist price. And yes, that term exists, tourist price. The Chinese even call it the price for the silly face, 不讲价的傻瓜价. It's the price for the person who doesn't ask. And believe me, sellers can perfectly tell who negotiates and who doesn't. The day I learned to haggle from a Chinese grandpa. Years ago, I was in a market in Guangzhou. I wanted to buy a cheap watch. The lady tells me, 100 yuan. I, like a good Westerner, said, okay. At that moment, a Chinese grandpa behind me looks at me, laughs, and says, "You very rich, right?" "Why?" I ask. "Because only a rich man pays the first price." That pierced my soul. The grandpa steps forward, looks at the same watch, and without any drama says, "You say 100, I say 20. The lady replies, No, 80 minimum. And he goes, 40, 60, 50. Okay. The guy bought the same watch at half price in a dialogue that literally lasted 20 seconds. I was in shock. The grandpa looks at me and says, "Haggling is not being poor, it's being smart." And from that day on, my financial mindset changed forever. Why do the Chinese haggle so much? The psychology. Look, haggling is not a trick, it's not a talent, and it's not an aggression. It's a cultural money psychology based on 3 principles. Principle number 1, the fair price is the one both sides accept. Not the one on the tag, not the one they first tell you, the one both sides agree on. Principle number 2, never overpay just for speed. The Chinese know something crucial. Sellers rely on your anxiety. You want to get out quickly. You want to avoid discomfort. You don't want to look cheap. That fear equals lost money. Principle number 3, Negotiation is not personal. The West thinks if I haggle, I'm insulting the seller. China thinks if I don't haggle, I'm insulting myself. The Chinese don't negotiate to hurt, they negotiate to balance. The math. How much money people lose by not negotiating. Let's use a real-life example. Case 1. Occasional purchases, low impact per item. A phone costs $600, you could get it for $520. Savings, $80. An office chair is $200, real price is $150. Savings, $50. A rental car for 3 days is $180, real price is $140. Savings, $40. Total for the month is $170. Total for the year, $2,040. Case 2. Big expenses, huge impact. Rent, $800. You could get $740. Yearly savings, $720. Laptop, $1,200. Real price, $1,050. Savings, $150. Insurance, $420. Real price, $360. Savings, $60. Total, $930. Combined total, $2,040 plus $930 equals $2,970 per year, approximately $3,000 a year. There are the thousands I told you about. Not haggling is costing you an entire paycheck.
Viewer objections and how to crush them. Objection number 1. But Mr. Shin, I'm not Chinese. Negotiating doesn't come naturally to me. No one is born knowing how to negotiate. It's basic communication and practice. The hard part isn't negotiating, it's overcoming your discomfort. Objection number 2. But they'll get mad if I ask for a discount. Not if you do it right. About 80% of sellers expect some negotiation. It's part of the process. Objection number 3. But it's embarrassing. Embarrassing is paying an extra $3,000 a year out of fear. The 4-step Chinese formula for haggling. Simple, but powerful. This is where it gets really interesting. The Chinese use a simple but powerful method. Step 1, never accept the first price. Not even as a joke. Saying okay immediately puts you in the role of the easy customer. Just reply, that's a bit high. Can you give me your best price? Step 2, use the anchor offer, the most effective Chinese trick. The seller says $100. You say $40. Yes, it's low. Yes, they'll act shocked. That's the whole point. You're moving the psychological anchor. Now the entire negotiation revolves around your number. Step 3, silence. The secret weapon. The Chinese use this like an art. Silence makes people uncomfortable. The other side starts justifying and lowering the price. You don't justify anything. You just wait. Step 4, close when you reach 60 to 80% of the original price. The magic range to close, 20% discount is normal, 30% is good, 40 to 50% is excellent at markets, freelancers, small services. 60% is rare but possible. The air conditioner purchase. A Chinese friend of mine, Lily, wanted an air conditioner that cost 3,000 yuan, $450. She tells me, too expensive, let's go. I already knew what was coming. Lily to the seller, what's the final price? 3,000. I can't. My budget is 1,800. Impossible. Thank you. I'll go. She takes 2 steps away. The seller runs after her. 2,500. That's the lowest. Lily, 2,000. She walks away again. The seller runs once more. 2,200. Final. She looks at the AC, touches it, sighs. All right. She gets the air conditioner with 800 yuan off, $120. All of it without anger. No conflict, no shouting. Just technique. And here's the revelation. She wasn't poor. She was smart. Her money worked better. The psychological changes when you start haggling. This is where it gets really interesting. When you haggle consistently, 3 things happen. You lose your fear of conflict. Negotiating strengthens your character. You become more confident. You start seeing inflated prices everywhere. Your brain begins to detect inconsistencies. You become more critical and aware. Your financial identity changes. You stop being the passive spender and become the strategic buyer. That identity shift is worth more than the money itself. Where you can negotiate and where you can't.
You can negotiate on second-hand items, tech devices, furniture, insurance, rent, cars, freelance services, appliances, local markets, non-franchise shops. You usually can't negotiate on big supermarkets, large international chains, franchise restaurants, pharmacies, government offices, and fees. Chinese haggling script, exact phrases you can use. Here are some practical phrases. Phrase number 1. Is this your best price? The most effective one. Phrase number 2. I have another seller who gives me X. Works great with electronics and services. Phrase number 3. If you can leave it at X, we'll buy it right now. Phrase number 4. Silence. Yes, that counts as a script. How to haggle without looking cheap. The social side. Here's the difference. A cheap person demands. A negotiator asks. A cheap person humiliates. A negotiator compares. A cheap person argues. A negotiator smiles. Tone is everything. Smile, be polite, don't get desperate. The closing. The Chinese financial philosophy of haggling. Listen to this. In China, people understand that saving is not a one-time act. It's a lifestyle. It's a way to respect your work, your time, and your effort. Haggling is not being poor. It's not being stingy. It's a way of saying, my money matters, my effort matters, I matter. And when you adopt that mindset, your financial life changes forever. If you want to improve your finances, this is one of those tiny habits that creates a massive impact. Start today. Start with something small, a lamp, a piece of furniture, a service. Negotiate, ask, stay silent, be strategic. Your future self with thousands of dollars saved will thank you. My name is Mr. Sin, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep breaking down how to make your money work for you, not the other way around.